Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny. Tonight we're here at Salmen High School as Northshore travel to take on the Salmen Spartans. It's a humid one and the field is wet, so look, it's going to be a sloppy one tonight as both of these teams look for their first win of the season. For further analysis, let's bring in Coach Jimmy Inman. Now, Coach, let's start with Northshore first. What do we know about them coming into this match here in week 2?
Well, the first thing is, as the coach at Zachary said, you got a salty defense on that side of the field. They went up on the road to Zachary, 7-7 at halftime, and Zachary's one of the better teams in Class 5A.
The reigning state champions.
Yeah. I mean, and they're loaded. They're stacked. Everything coming back. So North Shore on the defensive side of the ball really impressed their coach, no less. The coach at Zachary, I should say. Salmen on the other side. They're looking to get their defense rolling in the right direction. They played Madison Prep last week, and they're a stacked team in 3A. So, in terms of defense, they're both looking to build, and or in the case of North Shore, maintain. On the offensive side of the ball, it's time to create an identity. Last week, with new signal callers, trying to feel their way through, find their footing, so to speak. Tonight's the night to find that footing. I know both coaches are definitely excited about tonight and looking forward to see what these young guys can do.
Coach, thank you. I spoke with both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they had to say and get to the action. Pre-game with Coach Berg. Coach, it's week 2. What question marks do you still have about your team coming into this matchup with Salmen tonight?
We got to perform better offensively. We didn't do a real good job offensively against Zachary. A good football team, but so was Salmen, and we just got to be more productive offensively. I thought defense we played good enough to win, but too many mistakes on offense. We got to fix that. If we can fix that and be more productive, I think we got a chance to win tonight. And
they have a first-year junior quarterback, but the rest of their team's a lot of seniors. What do you do to slow them down tonight and come out of here with a W?
I think defensively we're going to be okay. I think I think our defense is pretty decent. Where I think we can slow them down. We just got to hold on to the ball more on offense. I mean, we can't be 3 and out. We 3 and out. It's not good for our defense. Our defense was on the field way too much last week, and if we can keep them off the field and have some drives, we don't have to score every time. We just have some drives. Then I think we have a chance to win.
Pre-game with Coach Shooter. Coach, before we get to the players, I wanted to ask you, how's the transition been going from assistant coach to head coach here?
Well, it's been a lot of work, I can tell you that. It's real, you got to fill Coach Leonard's shoes. It's a hard job to do, but I'm doing the best I can,
And it's week 2. What question marks do you still have for this team?
Well, offensive line, we didn't perform like we should have, and offensive skill guys didn't perform like we should have last week at all. I'm a little concerned about our defense on the perimeter, giving up some perimeter run game things also.
And what's it going to take to get a win against North Shore here tonight?
Well, we're going to need to play perfect, and we're going to need some breaks.
So Theo Batista to put this one into play gets underway as Salmen takes on North Shore. Kicks it away. It'll be returned by Marcus Clay for the Panthers. So he's looking to go up the middle and has a seam, and he's tackled by the shoelaces by Larry Barnes for the Salmen Spartans.
I'll tell you what, North Shore is going to set up shop. Good field position, 37, 38-yard line, give or take. Their offense was stymied to a degree last week, but it was Zachary on the road. So everything's relative. So the question is can they establish an identity, this evening?
And as we mentioned in pregame, a new signal caller for the North Shore Panthers, and Michael Benedict. Benedict, a two-sport athlete for the Panthers, also a basketball player. He's 6'6", 200 pounds. Motion, looking to hand off, gives it to Bounds, and he is met in the backfield, gobbled up, and dropped for about a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, it looked like Christopher Jones was in on that tackle, and I tell you what, he was in the backfield with some quickness.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 13 for the Panthers, who get back to the line quickly. You have lined up as a wing is Dwayne Jones Jr., Brandon Bounds in the backfield with Benedict. We saw a heavy dose of them last year, both getting carries. Last week, Bounds had 13 carries for 29 yards. As this handoff goes to Bounds again, looking to make up ground, and he will get back to about the original line of scrimmage.
He did a good job right there. He was churning away, trying to find a little bit of a seam. And even when the
bring up third and a long 9 for the Panthers. Bounds lines up to the right of Benedict. Benedict awaiting at the line. They use that. We see that a lot now, that hard count, just to see what the defense is giving them.
Yeah, that's right.
Snap is back. Benedict, screen pass slow. It hits the ground, and they rule an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's one of those things where the field conditions and the condition of the ball, all of those things come into play. I'm sure next time he'll put a little bit more zip on that, but that ball looked like it kind of slipped on the way out.
So that'll bring on Austin Dunlap to punt for the Panthers, one of the best punters in the area and also the state. Last week, he averaged 42.9 yards per punt, 4 punts inside the 20 for the Panthers.
That is an impressive evening.
Also a very talented keeper for the Northshore soccer team.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
The snapper on is Troy Zeldin, 5'10", 190 junior. Low snap. Dunlap fields it as there's no rush, and he slips on the punt. Very sloppy field conditions, but he gets a good bounce and roll.
Yeah, very much so. And I tell you what, he showed some of his keeper skills right there because the ball was a little
goes out of bounds at the
weak on the
27-yard
way back,
line.
but again, the ball,
Salmen
given the
take possession,
circumstances,
first and
it's a
10.
little heavier. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to that, but he handled it very well. And then lost his footing and somehow got off a really good punt.
And that brings up first and 10
And
from the
quarterback, number
27 for
Mikel
the
Marco.
Salmen Spartans. And we will start the Mikel Marco era here for Salmen. Marco is 6 foot, 164-pound junior, first-year starter for the Spartans as L.J. Leonard started for 4 years for the Spartans.
You're definitely going to miss L.J. Leonard, no doubt about that. But
They come out
right
throwing. It's a complete pass to number 12, Brandon Acker.
Ronald Mule.
Ronald Lemieux. You have two number 12s on the roster, but that's a 6'2", 172-pound senior for Salmen.
Yeah, I tell you,
Jonathan Carroll.
Simmons, I think if everything goes as planned,
Pickup of one, brings up second down and 9.
he could definitely fill the bill.
That brings up 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. Michael Marco calls in the new play. They're going 5 wide. As you see, the running back, Aaron Williams, in the slot. Calling for it. Marco looking right side. Complete pass. He's looking to turn upfield. That's complete to Justin Hudson.
Tell you, Mikel Marco did a good job right there. Getting them, I tell you, the ball is going to be a problem this evening just because of the field conditions. It's like they're playing in a bowl of soup out there.
Brings up third
A
down
hot
and 4.
bowl of soup, I might add.
Yeah, very hot if you couldn't notice from the sweat on both of our foreheads in the stand-up at the beginning.
So for Marco to be getting the ball to his targets, he's acclimated pretty quickly.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Spartans as they go trips to the left. Marco in the gun, hard count, calls for it, and he'll keep it himself. Up the middle, has a seam, and he will get the first down for the Spartans.
Yeah, and that was design draw all the way. I mean, he's a heck of an athlete, and using his skill set, spread everybody out and let him make the play.
So a 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Ball is at the 41-ish yard line. 8:23 on the clock here in the first quarter. So 2 backs in the backfield. As you have Carl Owens and Aaron Williams.
I'll tell you, this is an area of the field where it's a little extra sloppy.
Looking to pass. It was a slant, but
Marco's pass.
a little bit of a communication error. The ball falls incomplete. It was pretty far in front of Lemuel there.
Yeah, I think that was a little timing on an inside slant. And quite honestly, he didn't have the proper handle on the ball, and he just kind of wanted to shot put it out there. It's all he could do to try to manage that play, but that wasn't happening under those circumstances.
Yeah, in the sloppy field conditions, the ball had a lot of moisture on it. When it snapped back there from the ground, you have all that mud and everything on it. It's hard to get a handle on it.
And that's pretty much what happened right there. Yeah. Difficult
that was we
difficult
used
to
do,
handle.
when I was a center in high school. We used to do wet ball drills just to prepare for these kind of moments.
And I tell you what, plenty of rain today, so that will be the case this evening.
So 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. 8 minutes on the clock as Marco calls for it. Pressure coming as Marco rolls to his left. Pump fake. He'll keep himself running upfield, crossing the 50, going out of bounds.
Run around the end.
And let's see if they give them the first. It'll be mighty close. It looks maybe just short.
I think it's going to be about 6 inches, maybe give or take, because it's right on the line.
Oh,
so
yeah.
half a foot.
Third down,
Yeah,
short
third and
one.
inches.
Yeah, I mean, this should be Marco just right up over the top of the center, pick his spot, and go. Good decision by him, by the way, and an excellent job sealing the outside right there. North Shore's defensive end was looking to get in, and then you had a cornerback trying to make his way into the backfield. All of that was blocked exceptionally well by Salmen.
So on 3rd and inches, trips to the right to the top of your screen. Calling for it is Marco. Play fake handoff to Williams. He'll keep it himself. And a gain of about 6 and a first down for the Spartans.
Down by number 3,
No surprise
Marcus
there.
Slade.
He's feeling it, and he's like, hey, let's just
First
keep
down,
rolling
pick
with
up
this. I
on the
like
play.
what I'm seeing.
So Mason
Brings up
James
first
checks
and
into the
10
game
from the
for
44-yard line.
Carl Owens here on first down for the Spartans. They're going to go trips to the right as the play signaled in from the sideline.
Even with this nice little drive Salmon's putting together, they're still nowhere near field goal range. So North Shore's defense at this point is bending, not breaking. And on a muddy field where one mistake is 6,
Yes.
it shows a lot of discipline on their side.
Marco calling for it. The give to Williams. He's gobbled up and dropped.
And there you
Handoff
go.
up the middle.
Brought down by number 9.
Brantley.
That is Drake Brantley, the 6 foot, 260-pound nose guard.
And I tell you what, they sealed off that inside. There was nowhere for Salmon to go right there. And again, it just goes to show that they're bending but not breaking.
So 6:38 on the clock, no score. 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. Trips right. Marco calls for it. He'll pass this one, looking left side. It's picked off. Going the other way for the Panthers on the interception is Braden Neal. Still on his feet, forced out of bounds
Marco's
near the
pass, intercepted
35-yard line.
by
And there it is, the old
Braden
tip
Neal.
drill. And look, the ball being wet, muddy,
North
et
Shore
cetera, et
take
cetera, et
possession,
cetera.
1st and 10.
That has to be taken into account. But I tell you what, the ball's in the air. And you can handle your business. And that's exactly what North Shore did.
So great field position, and
Heat and hydration time.
they're going to take the heat and humidity break. 6:18 left on the clock here in the first. Score tied at 0. Very quick heat and humidity break. 1st and 10 for the North Shore Panthers. Bounds to Benedict's left. Motion from Jones. They're going to give it to Jones on the jet sweep. Going left side. Spinning off a defender. And forced out of bounds after about a 3-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, Carl Jones made something out of that because Salmon did a very good job going sideline to sideline right there. Really didn't give him much to work with.
Pushed out of bounds after a pickup of 3.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. And we have a false start called on the Panthers. Sloppy, because that was all he was doing was a hard count to try and see the defense. It wasn't even they don't have a play called. I always had my offensive line coaches, be it Coach Hull or Coach Dombrowski when I was at Mandeville, they would say, what play were you going to do?
By yourself.
Yeah.
2nd down and 12.
Because it's a nothing call. So on 2nd down, give to Bounds. Big seam. Gets through. Good job blocking there by the offensive line.
Run up the middle.
That would be a good gain, about 2 yards shy.
I tell you what, the offensive line fired off the ball right there, gave him a seam, and that's all he needed.
Yeah, a hard runner.
Brings up 3rd down and 3.
So yeah, 3rd and 3 with 5:40 on the clock. 2 backs in the backfield. Dwayne Jones and Branyan Bounds. Snap. Going to Bounds again. He's met almost immediately in the backfield and brought down by a host of Spartans, but that was...
Yeah, Troy LeBan was in the backfield with some quickness, and I tell you what, once he got there, he was making a tackle.
LeBan, a 5'11", 255-pound senior for the Spartans.
He was making that tackle. So
that'll bring up 4th down for the Panthers, and for the moment, they're keeping the offense on the field. They have a talented kicker in Andrew Stein, but no, they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, especially with the field conditions, the heavier ball,
yeah.
This does make sense.
Snap. Give to Bounds, looking right side, has room to run. Good blocking by the receiver out there, and he's brought down. It'll be a 1st down, but that's good blocking there from number 3 Marcus Clay, the 5'7" senior, to keep the corner from crashing in to make that tackle.
It's pretty much exactly what was noted earlier when Salmen did the same thing, except this time this is Northshore's turn to seal that in, make sure that your back can get it. And, of course, when you have a senior out there, they know what they're doing. They have the confidence to do so.
So 2-back set once again as Kobe Muniz is in to the right of Benedict on 1st and 10. Calling for it. Benedict screen pass to his right. Caught by Clay. Clay looking to get upfield. Not much to it.
Yeah, a little bubble screen right there. And I tell you, Salmen, again, They have some athletes that can get to the spot in a hurry, and that's pretty much what happened. It's not a bad idea if you're setting up another play, trying to make sure that Salmen is staying on their toes.
Benedict, hard count, and an indicator of just how muddy it is down there. Look at the second 2 of the 22 on Bounds' jersey. Calling for it, Benedict, give to Bounds again, has a hole, rushing forward, and he's tripped up, but that will be another 1st down for the North Shore Panthers as they continue this drive.
Yeah, that was a nice little hole that opened up, and if it wasn't for Fields for Salmen, he might have made it to the end zone.
On the tackle, Khalil Fields, 5'11", 147-pound, another senior. Yeah, you look at Salmen's defense, you have a lot of seniors on it, with the exception of their middle linebacker, who's a sophomore. Snap back, Benedict, give, Bounds, looking to cut it away, and he's tackled by a host of Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans definitely flowed to the ball right there, but man, he made a nice cut in the hole to pick up something out of make something out of nothing.
And that tackle and pylon led by Troy LeBan.
2nd down and 6.
So 2nd and 6 for the Panthers. 2:24 to go here in the 1st.
North Shore trying to make Salmen pay for that turnover. Been gutsy with the 4th down call. And
2 to the right.
They are definitely in field goal range here. Not that they're thinking about that.
Give to Bounds, has a hole, rushing forward. And he'll be brought down by number 11. That's Khalil Fields once again.
Run around the end by number 22.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be close. They
brought down by number 7.
Wow, it's looking like 3rd and inches.
This is a big play for Salmen's defense right here. If they can hold and force 3, that is definitely a win. But I tell you, the way Bounds is running,
3rd and 1 from the 2-yard line.
You got to give him the rock and let him go.
They shift sides with Bounds. Benedict, motion, give to Bounds, still pushing forward. He has that 1st down, and is he in for the touchdown?
Let's see.
Touchdown called. Branyan Bounds finds his way in the end zone.
Like I said, when you got that guy, you give him the rock. He's been having a heck of a series right there, and following up with his hard running at Zachary. He'll be sore tomorrow with these field conditions, but there's no doubt he's putting in the work.
He had a great way to rebound after last week. Held no touchdowns, only 29 yards, well over that right now. But
27,
good way to
offensive
rebound
timeout
this week.
with the
You were
hold.
playing the state champion last
Yeah.
week. So Dunlap to hold Stein on the kick. Kick is up. And
Extra
it
point
is
good.
good.
Dunlap.
So with a
With
minute
1
16 to
6
go
seconds
here
to go
in the first quarter, the North Shore leads
Panthers
7-0.
Salmen Spartans 0.
So Stein to kick this one away for the Panthers following the Branyan Bounds touchdown. This one will be returned. Well, nope,
Well,
it's a touchback.
Yeah, the ball actually crossed broke the plane of the goal.
That was Carl Owens who caught the ball in the end zone. The 5'4", 146-pound running back has been getting a good bit of time there in the backfield alongside Aaron Williams. Williams, last season, averaged 7.2 yards a carry.
That is a gaudy average, is what that is. That's Leonard Fournette territory.
Yeah. So a minute 14 to go. Owens moving out as players shift in. Wide receivers on the left side of the formation shift in. Marco calling for it, gives to Williams, and he's bottled up almost immediately, maybe a gain of 1.
I tell you, I think Mikel Marco is going to have to find the edge, get his athleticism out in the open territory,
60.
make something
Austin
happen.
Booth.
He's that kind of guy that he can do it. That might be one of those reads where that's all they have available, but next time he'll keep.
So that brings up 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. Marco, 2-back set. Calling for it. Keeper looking to move outside. No, bottled up and wrestled down
Yeah.
by Kershawn Fisher, one of the captains for this North Shore squad.
I tell you what, Coach Borg had in his defensive squad,
20.
his staff had the play read well right there.
So that brings up third and 15
Yeah, this
for
is
the Spartans, but the clock will run out
50-50
to end
raffle
the
tickets
first
are being
quarter.
sold at the concession stand.
So at the end of
Draw will
one,
be held at the end of the
North
third
Shore
quarter.
leads 7-0.
Winner gets half the pot. 3rd down and 15.
So 3rd and 15 for the Spartans to start the second quarter. Marco in the gun, calls for it, looking to pass, now a draw, running upfield, and he'll be brought down by a host of Panthers. German suplex there.
Marco and the keeper.
I tell you what, North Shore was ready, no doubt about it.
Down by number 2,
You look at some of those guys putting in the work. Austin Toms,
60.
defensive end. He definitely made his presence felt.
Yeah, Toombs with the tackle there. Toombs, number 60, I was really hoping in the offseason he would switch to 36 to match his ACT score.
Number 21, Brandon Neal, and number 22,
But that brings up 4th down
Braden Neal
for the Spartans as Theo Batista, the 6'2", 150-pound senior, comes on to punt for the Spartans. Now it's kind of his first year punting as well because LJ Leonard handled the punting duties for 4 years.
And was very solid.
Absolutely.
Putting the ball in play, so.
Oh, late player coming on. He'll hear about that from the coaches after. They have to burn a timeout.
You might hear it pretty soon.
Yep. So with 10:58 remaining here in the first half, North Shore leads 7-0. After the timeout, Batista on to punt for the Spartans with 10:58 remaining in the second. Good snap. Back there, a lot of pressure. Nearly getting there, but he gets the punt off. And they yell, Peter. North Shore players getting away from it very close. Wow, that was dangerous.
That was really, really dangerous.
Down to the 41-yard line,
Whoever's yelling
1st and
Peter
10
is
Panthers.
not yelling it loud enough,
Yes.
evidently.
You see that error a lot these days. I remember it used to be when you hear Peter turn and sprint, and if the ball happens to come down, on top of your head like a chant, like one
Dumb
of those.
luck.
Yeah, but for the most part, that's not going to happen. And when you hear Peter, just turn and sprint to the sideline.
Yes.
Get out of there. But I've been seeing a lot more of that with guys staying near the ball.
I tell you, that's where, when you have a senior that's yelling it at the top of his lungs and you got everybody else listening, it can make the difference in a game.
Absolutely. Motion across, Benedict in the gun on 1st and 10, calling for it, and give to Bounds, and he is dropped immediately. Number 78. That's Rayshon Gillespie.
Stop by number 78.
6'3" senior, already has an offer from UL Monroe.
Yeah, I tell you what, UL Monroe was smart to get on that train early, because I tell you, that was illustrating his ability to get in the backfield.
So 2nd down and 12 for the Panthers, and we have a timeout on the field. So 10-11 remaining here in the first half. North Shore leads 7-0. After the timeout, Benedict in the gun. Handoff goes to Jones Jr. Right side. Has good blocking and a seam forward still on his feet. And going, and he's run down from behind. A touchdown-saving tackle by Edwin Pierce.
I tell you what, if Pierce doesn't grab him up high and drag him down, he wasn't gonna take him down.
First down.
So another first down for the Panthers.
I mean, his legs were churning. I think if he tries to tackle him low right there, he actually gets away and scores a touchdown.
And that was absolutely solid blocking from Kenneth Trin. He's a captain for a reason, the 6'1", 290-pound senior guard. Picture-perfect blocking to open up that lane on the pull.
You could definitely drive a truck through it, and another beautiful hole.
But Jones Jr. brought down after a gain of about 2.
Wayne Jones Jr.
Brought down by number 64, Joshua Ray.
Brings up 2nd down.
And it looks like we're going to see a steady diet of run, and more run, as field conditions are definitely dictating the playbook here.
Absolutely, but not only are field conditions dictating it, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're getting a lot of success every time they run it.
It's not even as it broke, like you said. They're getting a lot of success.
Yeah. Benedict, pressure coming, launches this one long, and it's well overthrown. Intended for number 12, Hassan Mitchell.
Yeah, Salmen had some guys in the backfield, put the pressure on. He had to release it a little bit sooner than he wanted to. I'll tell you what, he actually put it in a pretty decent spot, given the circumstances.
But he had guys in his face almost immediately.
Yes, he did.
Had to loft it up, so that brings up, 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Jones Jr. in the backfield to Benedict's right. Bounds looks to be getting a well-deserved breather on the sideline.
I would say so, but I tell you what, there's no drop-off when Jones Jr. comes in.
And another timeout called. So 8:50 to go here in the first half. North Shore leads 7-0. So coming out of the timeout, 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Benedict calling for it, looking to pass, looking right side, launches it, and it is dropped.
Benedict's pass
in and out of the hands of Marcus Clay.
I guess it might be time to see if they're going to attempt a long field goal here. They've got the ability to do so.
Absolutely. Stein capable. His long last year was a 53, but he's capable of hitting 50-yarders.
Yeah, indeed. The only question is footing at this point, because you can't quite put as much of a charge in the ball.
Field goal
you don't have the footing to actually get the momentum with your leg going through it.
Yeah, and Stein's in the area where we saw Dunlap slip on that punt. But Dunlap to hold it on the 35-yard attempt. The kick is up from Stein, and it is no good. It was just right.
Good.
Man, I think that might have been one of those foot placement kind of things as well. I thought Dunlap did a very good job of getting the ball down. Matter of fact, he's done that a couple of times, including the extra point earlier.
But just right on the attempt. So now we get to see Salmen's offense once again as they're looking to get into the end zone for the first time tonight and put a long drive together.
Yeah, they actually had a good little drive at the beginning, and it just kind of stalled once it got past midfield. Of course, you had the, when I say stalled, the pick, but after that, they just haven't been able to find it.
So 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. A late player coming on. Oh, it was the quarterback. He was getting the play from the coach.
Now, I'll tell you what, you got to give North Shore credit there as well, because their coaches have made some adjustments, and they've handled Salmen's offensive attack pretty well.
Marco, hard count. Calling for it. Looking, screen pass out to Williams. Williams hauls it in, and he is dropped immediately. The big hit from
23, Aaron Williams on the catch.
from Traven
Hit
Green.
hard by number 5, Carl Jones. Loss of 3 on the play.
The
brings up
5'9",
second down and
190-pound
13.
senior
I'll tell you
on the
what,
tackle.
when you're 5'9", 190, that gives you a little bit better footing on that wet bar of soap they're playing on out there. The big boys inside, they're slipping and sliding. These young Sprite guys, they can get around a little bit easier.
So Marco now, as they go the Spartans going 5 wide on 2nd and 13, calling for it. Give goes to Aaron Williams on a jet sweep, but he saw a hole open up, decided to cut it up, and he's
Around
met
the middle by number 23.
by Green and Evan Savage.
Brought down
Tell you that
hard by
hole
number 23,
closed
Evan
quickly.
Savage.
He did see a hole there, but it didn't last long.
No. But I get what he was going for. As he
Pick
saw
up
it
about
open up,
2,
he
brings up
decided to
third
cut it
down-
upfield
third
instead of
down 11.
continue on, because he saw it kind of deteriorating to the outside.
Yeah, North Shore did a good job of playing sideline to sideline right there. And again, like you said, looked like there was a momentary spot for him to jump through, but it didn't happen. It closed up really quick.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 11 for the Spartans. Two to the right, 2 to the left. Marco calling for it, looking to pass. Left side, incomplete.
And that's one of those where
Marco's pass
better
incomplete.
football out there in terms
Bring up
of
4th
conditions.
down.
I think he actually brings the ball back. That almost looked like a shot put pass again, and I really and truly think it's because he's scared that he's going to fumble the ball, or when he drops back. It's tough field conditions to be playing in right now.
And intended for Steve Sims.
Set the punt, number 16,
Braden
Theo
Neal
Batista.
was on the coverage over
Back
there.
deep, number 21, Braden Neal.
And he was looking for pick number 2.
So Theo Batista on the punt for the Spartans. Snap
Number
low,
3,
again
Marcus
dropped.
White.
And he's able to get it away as the pressure bear down, and we have a fair catch called at about the 47-yard line.
Yep, good field position for North Shore.
Be
So
first
North
and
Shore,
10 at the
I'm sure
47-yard
we'll
line.
see a heavy dose of either Jones Jr. or Brandon Bounds, as they've had much success with it.
Yeah, there's no doubt that North Shore will be using those 2 weapons to the fullest extent. Those 2 guys definitely have made an impact on tonight's game.
Now both of them back in the game, as they have Jones Jr. out to the left, Bounds to the right of Benedict. Great field position. Motion, Jones Jr., they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep, going right side, looking to cut it upfield, and he'll be forced out of bounds after
Run around
about
the
a
end,
1 yard
number 4,
gain.
Dwayne Jones.
Yeah, that didn't work out as well as initially planned for North Shore, but you got to give Salmen some credit there. Again, they do a good job going sideline to sideline.
Pick
They
up of
strung
1,
that out
brings
really
up
well.
2nd down and 9.
So 2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Benedict awaiting the new play from the sideline. He's reading the defense that Salmen is giving to him, and so are the coaches. He's calling for motion from Jones Jr., and this time they're going to go the give to Bounds, who's met immediately
Ooh, man.
and dropped by a host of Spartans.
Yeah, I tell you what, Salmen was definitely looking for that. Looked like Christian Doucette was the first one in the backfield.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
And then followed up by Josh Ray and Troy LeBand.
Yeah, LeBand's been on a few tackles tonight. Salmen's defense has really done a pretty good job given the circumstances and given the quality of the 2 backs they're facing.
Okay, and it's 3rd and 10. We're supposed to take a heat and humidity break, but the officials allowing to play on as we've passed the 6-minute mark. So Benedict calls for it. We have a flag down, lofts up, and this one, it almost picked off, but it's dropped
Benedict's pass incomplete.
by number 21, Marcel White, incomplete pass
Broken up by number
for the
21,
quarterback, but we have a
Marcel
flag
White.
in the backfield in the area of, let's see, an illegal shift.
Illegal shift against the Panthers.
Called on the Panthers. They're going to decline that and make it
Bring up
fourth down.
fourth down.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Marcus Clay played a little defense right there as the wide receiver because that was almost a pick, but it may work out to Salmen's benefit right here, so depending on what type of return they get.
And the long snapper running out with a new ball because he knew that one that they just tossed out is probably pretty dirty and muddy. And as a former long snapper, you just don't want to mess with that.
Not at all.
So Dunlap on to punt. Northshore set as Salmen has players on late. Great snap.
That's a fake.
Oh!
It was,
And it was a fake.
It was
with
gonna
the
be a
whistle
fake.
blew, yeah. And now they showed their hand.
Oh, man.
So they're counting. Well, this could be.
No.
Oh, wow. And they wave off the flag.
Boy, oh
Reverse
boy,
flag.
you know Coach Borg's looking at
Waved
that
off.
going,
Brings up
seriously,
fourth
guys?
down.
Wow. So now they're going to mark it back in the original spot. That is a whiff by this officiating crew.
It's early in the season for everybody. I'm telling you, though, that's one of those that Coach Borg's got to be going, man, come on, guys.
Snap back. Great snap. And they do it again.
Wow.
And Dunlap sprinting forward, slides down out of bounds
Great
after
punt
crossing
by
the
number
sticks
27,
for the
Austin
first down.
Dunlap.
You can't say they had the element of surprise.
I'm assuming Salmen thought, well, no way they do it. No
yeah.
way they're going to do it. But
Yeah, I mean, you might think that, but you got to guard against it, in particular after they showed their hand right before.
yeah, and they had nobody there to defend it. They just all took off backwards to go set up the wall.
Well, I tell you what, that's some film work right there
With
because
that run by
Northshore
Dunlap,
obviously picked
that's
up on
another
that.
North Shore Panther. First down.
And they're willing, to roll the dice right there, but it's really not that big of a deal considering you're
Humidity
almost at
timeout.
midfield.
And now we will take our heat and humidity break. 5:07 remaining here in the first half. North Shore leads 7-0. So first down after the fake punt and slide by Dunlap. The give to Bounds. Bounces it to the left. Has room to run. Looking to cut inside, and he'll be brought down after
Running in
crossing
by
the
number
30.
22, Brandon Bounds.
A little bit of a skirmish down there.
Yeah, that was a little bit of early exchanging of holiday cards. Not too happy with one another, but talk about a great cut in the. I mean, he looked to go inside, nothing
With
there.
that run
Cuts
by
outside,
Bounds, that's a North Shore Panther. First
finds the
down.
space, handles his business.
And another first down for the Panthers. So now a two-back set. Benedict looking to the sideline. He has Bounds and Jones Jr.
So is it Jones Jr.'s turn?
See, yep. And looking to run, but no, he is dragged down by guess who? Guess who?
Dwayne Jones.
Rashawn
brought down for a loss.
Gillespie.
Man, I tell you what,
By number 78,
he
Rashawn Gillespie.
is impressive.
He's just, and I mean this in the best possible way, a bully.
Yeah,
Loss
a bully
of two,
on that
brings up
line.
Second down and
yeah,
12.
he's definitely imposing his will. There's no other way to say it.
See, he made it in the back. And for his size, the quickness to get in the backfield like that and drag down the back.
And once he gets his hands on you, it's over.
Yeah. So that's 2nd and 12 for the Panthers. Benedict calls for it, gives to Jones Jr., who's met after a modest gain, maybe
Run at the middle by
maybe back to the
four.
original line of scrimmage.
I mean,
Dwayne
some good hard
Jones.
running, but when you're seeing that same person waiting on you,
Yeah. Well, I think
Brought
there as he
down
was
by
trying to
number
he was
78,
getting a full head of steam as he was headed
Gillespie.
towards the line. It was almost as if he was looking for redemption there, but then he was met by a wall.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of redemption in that reoccurring nightmare of, running into Mr. Gillespie in the hole right there. That's tough stuff. That is tough sledding.
So third down for the Panthers with 3:10 on the clock here in the first half. Calling for it. Benedict. Oh, it looked broken play. Benedict keeps it himself, and he'll gain about 3 on the run, but it looked like the back went the opposite way.
There was some miscommunication. No doubt. You could just easily see miscommunication.
Christopher Jones.
And now Benedict with some mud on his jersey and pants.
Brings up a fourth down, and the question is are we going to see Mr. Stein come out?
Well, Benedict heading over to the sideline to talk it over with the coaches. Let's see what they call us. They're communicating in a play. It looks like they're bringing in a new package. Some players heading out, good bit of players coming in, kind of like mass subs. But Benedict back on. Jones Jr. to his left.
Got to be getting kite on a time.
Kobe Muniz as a flanker. Benedict looking to pass, launches it right, and it's complete to Marcus Clay, but well short, so that will be a turnover on downs.
That play may have worked, but the turf monster got him, and I'll tell you what, the turf monster can easily get you,
especially
on this field tonight.
It is sloppy out there. Rhett Sharp and I were walking out. On there earlier, getting interviews with the coaches, and both of our shoes after we walked off were covered in mud.
You're lucky you still have shoes.
Right, you are.
They could be sucked down in that mud, and you never see them again. It's pretty rough out there.
The driest part is actually right on the S at the 50.
Right on the crown.
So Marco motioning Williams in on the jet sweep. It'll be a screen, and now Marco will keep it himself, looking to cut up field, and he'll be dropped. Brought down by number 2, Traven Green.
And I tell you
Marco brought down
Drake Brantley,
by number 9.
He gave him a free massage in there as well.
And number 2, Traven Green.
We're getting close to half a minute 48 to go.
Down at 9.
It's 2nd and 9 for the Spartans, who trail by a score. Marco looking at the new play coming in. The pace slowed down for the Spartans.
Their defense has been on the field quite a while, so I would imagine that they are going to go a little slow here.
2-back set. Marco calls for it. And the give, it was almost a panicked give to Williams as he's brought down by a host of Panthers. But that looked similar to that play with Benedict. It looked almost broken.
Yeah, Aaron Williams was like, hey, am I going to get this ball so I can, try to find a hole and get some daylight?
No gain.
It was just really awkward.
4th down. And
no gain brings up 3rd and 9. Under a minute to go here in the first half.
3rd down and 8.
And a timeout called by the Panthers. They want some extra time added to the clock because it ran for a while after the whistle was blown. But timeout called on the field. So with 49 seconds remaining here in the first half, the Panthers lead 7-0. So 3rd down coming out of the timeout, 1:05 on the clock. Rolling to his right is Marco, and he's thrown down, and that'll be a flag that comes out. But Kershaw and Fisher on the tackle,
Marco
and they throw the flag.
I thought it was face mask is what I thought I saw initially, not necessarily that he hit him out of bounds or he was overly aggressive tackling him. To me, it looked like he actually got a piece of the face mask. But
awaiting the call from Roger Moore. Personal foul called on Fisher.
Man, that's a big call.
So a 1st down for the Spartans, 57 seconds to go here. What do you think we see from him?
I tell you what, you're going to see more of the same design runs and occasional throw out into the flat. Look, the conditions just don't allow you to, put the ball downfield unless you are really towards the end of the half and you don't have a whole lot to lose.
Right. So
Personal
1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Penalty brings up 1st and 10. the 38-yard line.
Spartans setting up shop at the 38. They have trips to the top of your screen.
Marco designed runs out of this earlier, so let's see what happens.
Marco, hard count. Calling for it. The give goes to Williams, looking to get around the defender. And he's brought down
Run around the end.
as number 24,
Williams.
Keori Henry,
Hunter
had him
Gill.
around the leg so that other Panther players could come bring him down over near the sideline.
And I tell you what, he did a good job. He got to the sideline and was actually able to get out and stop the clock. Well,
And it's so under 30 seconds to go here in the half. Marco quickly setting up shop here, second down, calling for it. And the give to Carl
And
Owens.
Williams on the carry.
He's brought down.
Brought down
So that'll
by
bring up
number 60,
third down. Let's see.
Austin Toad.
12 seconds to go. Do they call the timeout? Yes, they do. So with 12 seconds remaining here in the first half, North Shore leads 7-0. So 3rd and 1 for the Spartans. 17 seconds to go here in the first half. Marco calling for it, looking downfield as pressure comes immediately, and he's dropped by Toombs. So that's a 4th down, and the clock will run out to send us to half as North Shore leads
That's the end of the first half.
7-0.
The Spartan Band will open their 2018 halftime show celebrating the king of pop, Michael Jackson, beginning with I Want You Back by Jackson 5 as we remember the time. Michael Jackson made the moonwalk famous with his performance to Billie Jean. Let's hear it for our Michael Jackson, Isaiah Michael Jackson. Now the drum line will beat it up to Beat It. We're going to clean up the show with Dirty Diana with soloist Josh Stevenson. Let's hear it for your Salmon Band and Silk Spinner Flag team as they play your Salmon fight song. Go Spartans!
Now welcome the Northshore High School Silver Bells to the field.
Starting off the second half, Stein to kick off for the Panthers. Kicks this one deep. It will be returned. So it's taken as he runs to the middle. It's Owens. Owens has a seam. Looking through, still on his feet. And he'll be brought down after crossing the 45-yard line. A stellar return by Carl Owens, the 5'4", 145-pound sophomore.
I'll tell you what, he put it in high gear and hit the hole and good job by North Shore to track back on this wet field, because if he's somehow able to get past midfield, he's probably not being caught.
He's brought down by Adonis Browder, the 5'5", 140-pound junior for the Panthers.
I mentioned it earlier. These light guys on that muddy field, they can get around a little bit easier.
So Michael Marco starting off the second half, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. North Shore leads 7-0. See Marco calling for it, looking left, opening up, passing, nearly picked off in and out of the hands of Traven Green.
I tell you what, that one, Green was really close to actually bringing that in, which would have been a highlight reel play.
But another, as you were saying before, another almost shot put style throw.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's his natural throwing motion or not. I would imagine that it's not. I would imagine that it's just because of the conditions.
Mud, yeah. So that brings up 2nd and 10 for the Spartans at the 48-yard line. Trips to the top of your screen. Marco calls for it. The give goes to Williams, coming right side. And he'll barrel forward and lay a little lick before being pushed out of bounds by number 24, Kaori Henry.
Good hard run, and then sets up a manageable third down right here. And I tell you what, Salmen needs to keep their offense on the field, defense off the field. Obviously, they need to get down there and find pay dirt, even up the game. But they need to take advantage of the big play that was created earlier on the kickoff.
So that brings up 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. And as you said, looking to put together a drive to get into the end zone.
Tough to do tonight. I mean, North Shore's been in don't break mode, and they've done a good job with it.
Yeah, this new Josh Buell defense for the Panthers. Williams looking for a hole, spins away from one defender.
That's going to be close.
He'll be
right up the middle,
very close to the first down.
Looks like they got it.
Brought down
by
60,
Toombs on the tackle, and that will be, stop the clock, move the chains.
And I tell you what, that was really...
Wait, no, they're going to... Yep, there it is. There's the signal. First down.
Really good hard running right there by Aaron Williams, because he was met about 1.5 yards short, and he finished all of that on his own.
So another first down for the Spartans as they continue this drive. And they've been this deep before.
And it was a pick that ended up killing that drive, so let's see what happens here.
Calling for it. It was on 2, looking to pass, and it is nearly intercepted again, but batted down by number 5, Carl Jones.
Broken up.
You know, he's got some pretty good arm strength. That being said, Marco was trying to fit it in right there, and that's just a tough spot, and almost ended up being a pick.
And that pass intended for James, the junior wide receiver for the Spartans. But that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. 10:24 to go here in the third quarter.
And I tell you what, 10 yards is going to be tough to get in a couple of downs against his North Shore defense. They've been playing well.
2-back set on 2nd down. Marco calls for it. The give goes as he crosses the 45-yard line. That'll be short of the first down. Lance Spears on the carry, the senior running back.
I'll tell you what, he hit the hole pretty hard right there and makes for a manageable third down. But I tell you, I think this may be 4-down territory no matter what, given the circumstances.
At the 34-yard line.
Yeah, we've yet to see Theo Batista kicking game to know what he can make.
Right.
So 3rd and 4 for the Spartans as the play is signaled in. Using those, you see at the bottom of your screen, those notebooks signaling in the plays as they hold them up for Marco. And Marco has to take a timeout as some confusion on the field. So 9:35 to go here in the third. North Shore leads 7-0. Snap is back. It's a keeper. Marco to the right, shaking off 2 defenders, and he'll be brought down.
Marco and a keeper.
Very, very close.
I tell you what, the spot on the near side was a lot more, a lot closer than the spot on the far side.
And they're going to give him the first down for the Spartans. The officials.
The first down pickup on the play.
Signaling for it. On the tackle there was Evan Savage. the 5'9", 195-pound linebacker.
Big play right there for Salmen. Well,
now wait a second. They called for, there we go, slow movement from the chains because the officiating crew said it was a first down, and they just stood there.
Yeah,
it was the chain gang.
It was kind of weird because you could easily see the 30-yard marker of the line, and I don't know.
So two-back set once again on 1st and 10. Marco calling for it. Give goes to Owens. Owens left side, and he's tripped up.
Run around the end by number 5, Carl Owens.
15, Hunter Gill.
Salmon's found a nice little running game going on in the second half. They definitely need it because North Shore's defense has played pretty well.
3-yard gain.
Brings up 2nd down and 7 from the 31-yard line. 28-yard line, excuse me.
A drive like this also keeps Salmon's hard-working defense on the sideline.
Absolutely, they get a breather. So 2nd and 7, 8:20 to go here in the third. Marco 5 wide alone in the backfield now motioning. Owens low snap rolling through. Marco looking to make something of it, slips, and his knee touches down, and there's a flag on the play late. But that's a big loss for the Spartans as the snap, and that happens with the wet ball. Snap went low and rolled through the legs of Marco.
Yeah, I kind of expected him to just try to wing it up past the line of scrimmage. Instead, he tried to make something of it. But they got lucky because he actually, his knee hit, and then when he popped back up, the North Shore defender hit him. It was really, really close. I mean, his knee barely hit. And it's one of those where as a defense, it's kind of hard to fault the defense right there. They're just trying to finish off a tackle, so to speak. But then again, if his crown of his helmet's up under his chin, there's a number of things that could have gone on there as well.
So Spartans dodging a big bullet there.
Brings up 2nd down and 7.
So 2nd down for the Spartans. Trips to the right. Motion, Williams coming across. Give goes to Owens. Looking to bounce it outside, and he'll be wrestled down by Toombs and Clay. Clay going both ways for the Panthers.
Yeah, he's got the Superman cape on this year.
Brought down by number 20, Kershawn Fisher.
But that'll bring up 3rd. Looks like 3rd and 4 for the Spartans.
Again, a manageable 3rd down. Something Salmen can easily pick up, but in this situation, we were discussing this earlier, Salmen's field goal kicking. Where are they at? Because we haven't seen that.
Right.
We don't know what the capabilities are.
Right.
So the question is this 4-down territory, or is it looking to go 3?
Brings up 3rd down and 3 from the 23-yard line.
Now we know that if it's North Shore, you could probably bring on Steinfeld.
Exactly. We know what he's got in the bag, so to speak.
But it's just the kicking game for the Spartans is kind of one of those question marks we talked about in pregame. But a timeout on the field, 6:45 to go here in the third quarter. North Shore leads 7-0. So 3rd down for the Spartans. A big 3rd down for them.
Yeah, we were talking about Batista and, the mystery because we just don't know what he has in terms of capability. But a 1st down right here eliminates all of those questions.
Absolutely. So 2-back set, Williams and Owens. Motion, Williams. Handoff goes. Owens has a big hole cutting forward. And he was met there by number 21, Braden Neal. As soon as that hole opened up, he had just had Braden Neal waiting for him, who made the tackle.
I tell you what, though.
Number 5, Carl Owens.
Yeah, another 1st down for the Spartans on this drive, and they're eyeing that end zone, looking to tie this one up.
And it has been a long drive. North Shore has made them work every step of the way. But to Salmon's credit,
1st down pickup on the play brings up 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
2-back set once again, sticking with it. Snap is back. Keeper by Marco, and he fumbles it. Who's got it? North Shore signaling that it's theirs. Let's see the official. There's a scrum on the ground fighting for it. And it is North Shore ball, so that's another turnover to stall a drive for the Spartans.
And that's one of those where
you just knew Salmen was going to find some pay dirt the way that they had been
Henry.
Just methodically working that drive. So unfortunate for Salmen, but hey, North Shore's defense, again, they made them work for every single inch of that drive and
brings that first and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Jumping on a loose ball and putting their offense back on the field.
That's Kaori Henry who came up with the ball. And with 6:03 remaining here in the third, we will take a heat and humidity break. All right, coming out of the heat and humidity break, Benedict calls for it. Hands off, bounds, going forward, he'll be wrestled down by a host
number 22,
of Spartans. Number
bounds.
10, Lance Spears on the tackle for the Spartans. But that long drive for the Spartans ended up with that
tackle
fumble,
made by number
and now
10, Lance
the North Shore
Spears.
offense back on the field.
Yeah, it is a little disheartening if you're a Salmen fan, but
on
the
no
flip
gain
side,
of play brings up
Salmen's
second down
defense
and
is
10.
well rested. If they can get out here and find a quick stop, they can put their offense
Split
back
the
on the
pot
field
ticket.
and
Ticket
resume
number
the drive, so to speak.
098437.
Running back may have something to say about that.
098437.
Bounds has been stellar in this one so far, as well as Jones Jr. Handoff goes to Bounds. He's tripped up by the turf monster.
You can claim your prize at the concession stand.
So he fell forward, maybe a gain of 1 on the trip.
It's going to be a third and a good long 8.
Yeah.
So this definitely sets up in Salmen's
Gain of 1
favor
to play
from a
brings up
defensive
third
standpoint.
down and 9 at the 19-yard line.
So Benedict awaits the play from the sideline. Now it's third down. It's fourth. Say they don't convert here, it becomes fourth down. You still have Austin Dunlap who can boom it.
Indeed. So nice to have that option available to you.
Yes. Motion across. Handoff. Goes up the middle. Great hole there for Bounds to run through, but he'll still be well short of the first down, about 5 yards
Run up the middle by number 22,
And I tell you what,
Brandon
Lance
Bounds.
Spears came in and cleaned up that tackle for
Brought
Salmen.
down by number 48.
Because all it was going to
Christian
take is just
Doucette.
one little spin, one more step and just lean out with the ball, you might have the first down. Lance Spears made sure that wasn't happening. So nice job of cleaning that up.
So fourth down, Austin Dunlap on the punt once again. You see the 3-man wall to protect the punter. It's low snap, but able to be boomed away by Dunlap. Well done. It'll be returned, slippage, a seam to go for Larry Barnes. Barnes still on his feet, going down the sideline and pushed out by number 9, Drake Brantley. But a great return.
Great punt
the
return
field
by
played
number
its
6,
part,
Larry
and the
Barnes.
defender slipping all over the place.
Not only did the field play its part in terms of making it difficult to defend, it softened the kick.
Brought
and the
down
ball
by number
jumped
9.
right up to
Yes.
just perfectly
Drake
for him to
Brantley.
grab and just roll out.
Also that wet ball being snapped
And
there by Troy Zeldin. Low, but
Hey.
as you talked about those keeper skills.
That's right. Dunlap able to handle it and get the ball off. That's not his fault that everything played out like it did. He did a good job of getting the ball off.
And in regular circumstances, Zeldin, stellar snapper.
Right.
Great speed. Gets it back there very quick with a tight spiral. It's just these are difficult circumstances to snap in. So back, spinning off a defender. Aaron Williams has a hole going to the near sideline, and he'll be pushed out of bounds by
number
Braden Neal
23.
Got a flag on the play, though.
Aaron Williams, flag on the play.
in the area of holding. And the official calling in his crew.
I tell you what, that's going to be a shame to wipe off a nice spin move right there. To
Absolutely, and a great gain.
put himself in to a little bit of acreage and motor on down, and now it's going to come back.
So this one coming back, that will make it first.
Holding is a call against the Spartans.
Holding. So that'll make it first and
Brings up first down and 17.
And coming off
from the 33-yard
is
line.
Mason James. Checking in is Lance Spears, going both ways as well for the Spartans.
They're going to need more than one cape.
They play Ironman football
That's right.
here.
Superman football.
Looking to pass. Well overthrown. Intended for Lance
Marco's
Spears.
pass incomplete.
Yeah, I tell you
Brings
what,
up second
kind of
down.
like North Shore obviously scouted Salmen on the film.
Yeah.
On the on the punt. I've watched North Shore's DBs. They are cheating up unbelievably. At some point in time, the question is Salmen actually going to, just take the chance and put it up over the top? Because, running into an 8-man box is difficult.
Absolutely.
Running into an 11-man box, that's really asking a lot of the Spartans.
So 2nd and 17 as Marco calls in the play. 3:27 to go here in the third. Trips to the right, calling for it. Marco, and flags down.
Flag on the play.
Illegal procedure.
Legal procedure call against the Spartans.
The Spartans, so that'll back them
False
up
start.
even further.
Yeah, this is definitely not the drive that they had in mind when you had a nice little spin move to start everything off. It's gone backwards ever since.
So now 2nd and 22 for the Spartans.
Brings up second down and 22 from the 38-yard line.
And new play being signaled in.
Tell you what, if they go back much further, they're going to need a GPS to find a first down. It's just, it's something that they're going to have to manage.
Calling for it, low snap. And handoff goes to Williams, reading the defense, and he'll be wrestled down by Toombs.
Running around the end by number 23.
His 36
Williams.
ACT and 1600
Brought down
SAT.
by number 60, Austin Toombs.
See, I mean, I had a 36 on the ACT, but I had to take it 4 times.
And number 23, Evan
It's
Savage.
cumulative.
Yes. All the scores added up.
That's right. That's right.
So 3rd and 22 for the Spartans. It was excellent. I believe there were 3 students at North Shore last year who got perfect 36s.
That's impressive, isn't it?
Incredible. So 3rd and 20 now. Marco calls for it, looking downfield. Who launches this one, and it's picked off by Marcus Clay.
Batista's pass intercepted by number 3, Marcus Clay.
And you know the saying, DBs are wide receivers that don't have hands?
Yes.
Well, guess what? He's also a wide receiver, so he has hands.
Yeah, he's cheating. That was a nice grab, though. He basically high-pointed the ball,
first and
got
10
it,
from the
made sure
18-yard line.
Brought it down, controlled. Everything's good. North Shore's back on the field.
So now North Shore calling the play over in a huddle on the sideline, and they're coming out quickly. They need to get near and set up. North Shore could have done a quick one of those Peyton Manning calls where you say attack. You line up real quick. The whole team's way back there.
Of course, the one guy on the line is the one guy you don't want on the line, Gillespie.
Right. Handoff, going to bounds, cuts back.
Right up the
and
middle
he'll be
by
brought
bounds.
down after about a
Attention,
5-yard gain.
if you left a book bag at the gate, you need to come
Brought
get this
down
book bag
by a host
ASAP
of
or it will be
Spartans,
taken
number
away.
52 in there.
If you left a book bag at the gate,
That's
please
Troy
come
LeBand.
claim
We've
your
said
book
his name a
bag or it
good
will
bit
be thrown
tonight.
away.
Between
Thank you.
he and Gillespie have had just fantastic games tonight.
So that brings up 2nd and 5 for the North Shore offense. 2 to the right, Bounds in the backfield.
Second down and 5
Motion
from the
across for
24-yard
Jones
line.
Jr. Give to Bounds up the middle again, and he's wrestled down
Right up the middle by
by
number 22,
Paul
Brandon Bounds.
Simmons, the sophomore, 6 foot, 202-pound sophomore for the Spartans.
That's a good size sophomore.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 once again. Now North Shore
1st and 10.
taking their time.
The 30-yard
Why
line.
wouldn't they? You know, you're up 7. You just, managed a really difficult situation where Salmen had a nice drive. keep your defense off of the field for a little while.
Bounds in the backfield with Benedict. Benedict calls for it. Give once again to Bounds. Has a good hole rushing through, and he'll be tripped up as he's going down. He was hit by Khalil Fields, but that was more of a turf monster tackle.
Number 11.
And that'll bring it.
Khalil Fields.
That'll make it 2nd and 1.
Yeah, he was going down, but Fields was making sure that that's where he was stopping as well.
He wanted to make sure he didn't regain his balance.
That's right.
And be able to keep going.
That being said, it sets up a really manageable 2nd down, especially when you got Jones Jr. and Bounds in the backfield.
So now Jones in the backfield, motion across. They're going to give to Clay on the jet sweep going right side. He'll have the 1st down and some. Good play call by the athlete.
That's right.
Athlete, ATH.
That's right,
Marcus
making
Clay.
plays everywhere.
By number 3, Marcus Clay.
And that's another 1st down for the Panthers as they continue this drive. Under 30 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Pickup on the play brings up 1st and 10.
Coach Borg's letting his lighter guys get out in space.
Yeah, 5'7", 155-pound senior.
Yeah, that mud's not affecting him. He's running on top of it, not in it.
Absolutely. Clock running down. They'll get this final play off. It's a handoff to Jones Jr. Has a lot of room to run. He'll gain the 1st down. And when we return, it will be 1st and 10 for the North Shore Panthers as they lead 7-0 at the end of the 3rd. Kicking off the 4th quarter here at Salmen High School. North Shore 1st and 10. Give goes to Jones Jr. as North Shore continues to pound the ball, but there Jones Jr. gets pounded by a host of Spartans.
Yeah, I tell you what, Salmon's D-line has done a pretty good job, like I said, considering the quality of the backs that they're seeing.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Panthers.
And Simmons hasn't shied away from the contact either. And if you can get through Gillespie, and you got Simmons, then you got Fields. So
3 levels of pain to try and break.
42-yard line.
Even though you've got some real high quality backs playing for North Shore, they'll feel their aches and pains.
North Shore will take a timeout, so 11:18 to go here in the 4th. North Shore's up 7-0. Thank you. After the timeout, 2nd down, North Shore calling for it. Play action, looking to pass. Benedict overthrows Kobe Muniz on the route.
Yeah, that's one of those. He actually had a guy short, and he actually had a guy just flaring out of the backfield. Kind of a nice little wheel route, and it looked like it ended up in no man's land. And that's just one of those things where he might have seen the guy deep, then he saw the guy short, coming underneath. Then
it was launched too far ahead of Muniz there. Too much of a lead.
It's kind of one of those things where, like I said, he might have already started his throwing motion and then saw a guy underneath that looked like an easier throw, and the mechanics don't work well on that.
So that brings up 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Calls for it, looking to pass once again, launches this one, and it was intended for Marcus Clay, but falls incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down, and out will come Mr. Dunlap.
Yeah, I tell you what, this might be a fake. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Like they did in the first half. The snapper, of course, bringing out his own ball, doesn't want to risk it like last time. That's a clean ball. Snaps it back low. Dunlap has to roll out and booms this one away still, and that'll be a touchback. What a punt.
And that's truly a soccer-style punt. Run into his side, puts it out there, and just puts a charge into it. That's not foreign territory to him, I can promise you.
I would say, with his averages, that was a 40-yard punt. Well, I mean, it went well into the end zone, so over a 40-yard punt if you count the distance. Yeah. Good hang time. Look for him to play on Saturdays.
I tell you what, if I'm a talent scout looking for someone who can actually perform like he does, Saturdays out on the gridiron, he can definitely handle it.
This one spins away. Aaron Williams breaks up away from another defender, another one.
Oh, I tell you what.
Fifth guy brings him down, and that guy is Nicholas Rivero.
Aaron Williams runs hard, doesn't he?
Runs hard. He's shifty and able to be elusive and get away from players.
Yes, he cuts hard and on the dime. I mean, he's just
brought down
quality
number
back.
45, Nick Rivero.
Aaron Williams.
He's got a little swagger to him. He likes to play with some passion, that's for sure.
5'8", 185-pound senior.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Can they complete this drive? Now they have that stacked, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, stacked one behind the other, and they just give the handoff to Aaron Williams. He'll be bottled up and slung down.
Yeah, it's just a couple of yards right there. It's going to be one of these where
brought down by number 23.
They're going to have to play mistake-free, no turnovers, in order to finish off a drive. And North Shore's making that ridiculously difficult. Their defense has played very well. I will say this. All it's going to take is for Mr. Williams to get just one seam. And Aaron Williams can take it to the house. He does have the wheels.
Savage was on the tackle there. 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. 3 to the top of your screen. And it looked like somebody jumped.
It does. And life just got a little bit more difficult on the drive for the Spartans.
And once again, that's that when you're going with that hard count, what play were you going to run?
I can't answer that question.
Yep. So that'll back them up, make it 2nd and 14 for the Spartans with 9:36 to go in the 4th. But look, North Shore is only up 7-0.
It's a one-score game, and like I said, if Aaron Williams can find a seam and get past that first surge of defense.
And Marco bottled up and slung down a sack in the backfield, flexing his muscles, is Traven Green.
Yeah, I tell you what, that false start really is kind of a drive killer because the deal is, as long as you have Aaron Williams at 2nd and 8, you can run him 2 more times. When you have to drop back, you're allowing North Shore to pin their ears back, get after the quarterback, and, well, bad things have been happening if that's the case.
Well, and Marco seemed pretty frazzled from the start there as the pressure came near immediately.
It's not him. It's just
brings up 3rd down and 23.
When you have a defense that really and truly is, basically rushing the quarterback from every angle. Stuff.
And that handoff goes nowhere. That's a loss, as it looked like the turf monster got to him again as he was slipped up, and then you had the defensive player from North Shore just falling on, keeping him down.
Yeah, that was a draw play that just, it wasn't going to work because, unfortunately for Salmen, they don't have a 3rd and 20 in their bag.
Right at the middle.
Especially with the field conditions. It's not something that's,
brings
realistic.
Up 4th and 23.
And the defensive coaches for North Shore, they know this. So they're playing smart. They're like, hey, let's play to our strengths, play the high percentage.
4th and 23. Batista on to punt. Snap is back. Good snap. Batista able to punt it. And this might take almost. It hit that ground, and because it's so wet, it just died there.
It wasn't much of a roll.
But the way it was kicked on a dry surface,
right,
it would have taken a good bounce.
It would have.
So we'll see the North Shore offense once again as we see them huddled up on the other side of the field. Coach Berg calling in a play to his quarterback, Benedict, and look for them to come out quickly to the line, set up, and run the play. 7:37 to go here in the 4th. They're up 7-0, and this is about milk as much of the clock as possible. and attempt to march downfield and hopefully extend your lead.
Find some first down, sustain this drive, and just, hey, if you can get out of here 7-0, it doesn't matter if it's 7 or 70. A win is a win.
Calling for it. Give, goes to bounds, has a big hole, slips through, still going. And he's brought down at about the 40-yard line by Lance Spears.
Man, I tell you what, he hit the hole with his afterburners on.
And he doesn't need much.
No.
You open up a little seam for him, and he's going to rock right through.
And that's it.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So at 1st and 10, once the chains are set, they're going to blow the whistle to start the clock once again. There it is. So now Bounds lined up in the pistol behind Benedict. The give to Bounds once again. Look at him running hard once again, and he'll gain about 3.
North Shore's O-line doing a good job right there, creating just enough of a seam for Bounds to slip through. And I mean, one time it's for 20 yards, it's another time it's for 5, but it's positive yardage, and it keeps the drive alive.
2nd down and 6.
I mean, at this rate, if they continue this, they don't have to worry about the clock.
Well,
they can put another score on the board.
Absolutely, and that makes it 2nd and 6 for the Panthers, as well as they may run one more play and then let it run down to that heat and humidity break that you have at the 6-minute mark. And, they're going to take a timeout. I guess time was running down. We don't have the play clocks available to us. But a timeout taken by Northshore, even though they're 14 seconds away from the heat and humidity break. But they lead 7-0 with 6:14 remaining here in the 4th. All right, 2nd and 6 coming out of the Panther timeout. Benedict, motion across. And they'll give to Bounds going left side, and he'll be brought down with force.
Flag. In the middle by Bounds. Flag on the play.
Joshua Ray, but there is a flag down. Waiting the call.
Looks initially to me on Salmen. I'm not sure what the call is. My guess is face mask is something that I couldn't see from here.
Let's see what the white hat signals.
If so, that's a big foul.
Yep, face mask called on the Spartans, so that's a 1st down for the Panthers, and as you said, a very big foul.
5-yard penalty against the Spartans.
Chains need to move over there.
So it was the 5-yard variety.
5-yard kind.
That being said, it does set up a big 2nd down here for Salmen's defense.
2nd and short, Benedict. The give goes to Jones Jr., and that will be the 1st down.
Yeah.
And that's forward progress to Dwayne Jones.
That's one of those where if Salmen makes a stop right there, it sets up a big 3rd down.
Brought down by number 48, Christian
The clock's
Doucette.
not working against you as much as it is now.
And now we'll have the heat and humidity break. 5:42 to go here in the 4th. North Shore leads 7-0. After the heat and humidity break, motion across from Clay. Looking to loft it out. Benedict, long, way too much on that one. That was intended over there for Hassan Mitchell, but just too much under it. On the coverage was Khalil Fields.
And that's one of those, you just take the shot. You've got the opportunity. Your offense is playing well right there. Give you quarterback a little bit of confidence, saying, hey, look, we have faith in you. Go ahead and try it.
So 5:29 to go here in the 4th. Benedict bringing in the play on 2nd and 10 after the shot. And they have Jones Jr. lined up in the pistol. Motion across once again, Clay. Handoff goes Jones Jr. gobbled up in the backfield.
Man, what a great play by Salmen's front line right there.
Guess who it was?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Not really.
Mr. Rashawn Gillespie.
He almost took that handoff.
Yeah, right. About a 5-yard loss. That'll make it 3rd and 15. for the Panthers.
Was that Jones
Brings
Jr. in the
up third
backfield
down
again?
and 15.
Yeah, I'm sure he's tired of seeing Mr. Gillespie.
Oh, yeah.
He's had an incredible night, Jones Jr. has, but man, that's one guy he doesn't want to see.
Benedict looking to pass. Pressure coming. Benedict will be sacked by a host of Spartans. That was Gillespie and finished off
Gillespie
by
on the sack.
Jack Robertson.
Gillespie literally pushed his lineman
Check that, finished up like Christian Doucette.
he just pushed him right out of the way. Like he wasn't there. And offense, and look, let me tell you something. North Shore's offensive line is good. It's just, he's next level good.
Yeah. I mean, and has an offer on the table from UL Monroe. Snap is back, and see, that is what Zeldin's capable of on the snap. And that is what Dunlap's capable of, and he's disappointed in it because he wanted to pin him inside.
Yes, he did.
Punt goes in the end zone for a touchback.
So now it's time for Salmen to handle their business.
That was another 40-plus yard punt.
Yeah, they've kind of gotten in their own way here or there with a turnover or an untimely penalty, but it's 7-0. I mean, look. I mean, we've seen
first
how
and 10
good
from the 20-yard line.
Their offense can be, especially with Aaron Williams toting the rock. I mean, that guy, one seam, he's gone. Although I don't see him out there. Do you?
They have Carl Owens in.
Okay.
Snap is back. Marco rolling to his left, looking downfield, puts it out there. It's incomplete.
Marco's pass incomplete
for Ronald Lemuel.
Intended for number 12, Ronald Lemuel.
And again, it's one of those things where North
Brings
Shore
up
is
second down
basically
and
letting
10.
the guy go deep, and they're playing underneath. They realize the circumstances. They realize the situation. So putting their numbers where they need them.
And a Gillespie with a little bit of an equipment malfunction coming off the field. Another player coming in to replace him. It was a helmet issue. You see these Salmen white jerseys all muddied up.
Yeah. Another quarter of play, and we wouldn't be able to tell who's who out there.
Calling for it. Marco looking to pass once again. Pressure coming. Dumps it off on the screen to Williams, and Williams will be brought down
Marco's
by
pass
Savage.
Complete. Brought down by number 23, Evan Savage.
Yeah, 3rd and 7, but good job by Savage. Not over pursuing and reading that the whole way on the screen.
Yeah, that was a good job. I tell you what, Williams has done a good job all night of actually reading his
Brings
block.
up 3rd down and 7 from the 23-yard line.
So for that not to pan out, that lets you know that was well defended.
Absolutely. 3rd and 7 for the Spartans. Trips to the left. Marco calling for it, now rolling left, looking downfield again. He'll take it, he'll tuck and look to run. Going back to the right side, has room to run, and he'll get the first down and run out of bounds.
Marco and the keeper.
Across a North Shore player. Slow to get up, but he is up and ready to go for the next play.
Excellent job right there by Marco, using his skill set to his
Flag
best
on the
ability.
play.
Gets out wide and puts on the Jets.
And a yellow hanky coming out on that one. Could this be possibly a sideline warning or a personal foul over on the sideline?
I didn't see holding, but we are on the opposite side of the field right here. But
yeah. So let's see what we have from the white hat. Oh, illegal procedure.
Wow.
Illegal
Called
formation
on
against the Spartans.
So after all of that, it's going to set them back. And that's been a bit of a theme.
Yeah, this is something that Salmen's going to get in the film room. They're going to work on. They'll get better as the season progresses. And you know the upside is you
Brings that 3rd down and 12 from the 18-yard line.
And they're successful tonight.
Marco looking downfield, pressure, bearing down, looks to dump it off, falls incomplete as it was intended
Marco's
for Aaron
pass.
Williams. And
Intended
that just
for Aaron Williams.
off of the
Incomplete.
fingertips of Williams. 2:43 to go here in the fourth.
Now the question is it
Brings up 4th down and 12.
4th and 12 and going for it here?
Well, that's a heck of a call, because if you turn it over, say it's a pass falls incomplete, you're giving North Shore almost a certain score with the position that they're in.
And I believe that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go for it here, 4th and 12.
If they don't make it, though, that's beautiful field position for North Shore and Branyan Bounds. So looking to pass, Marco looking downfield, pressure bearing down, and Toombs. Check that. That is Kershaw Fisher will suplex him to the ground.
Yes, he did. And North Shore will take over downs, and
like I was saying,
Fisher.
beautiful field position.
They're already in field goal range.
Yeah.
Turnover on downs.
2:32
North
to
Shore
go
take
after the
possession,
turnover
1st and
on
10.
downs. North Shore leads 7-0.
And I think Salmen's coaching staff just kind of looked at that and went, you know what? North Shore's been able to find a first down here or there. There's only 2 minutes and change. We're kind of up against it.
Just do it.
Hey, we've got the opportunity. Let's see what we can.
1st and 10
let's see what we
from
can
the
do. It
16-yard
didn't
line.
pan out, but I understand the decision.
Snap. Benedict, here's Branyan Bounds going right side. He'll be brought down from behind.
And Bounds
Run
and Jones.
by number 22, Branyan Bounds.
Bounds and Jones Jr. Man,
Brought
they have
down by
had a
number
great
78,
night.
Gillespie.
Great tag team in the backfield.
And Gillespie on yet another tackle.
He is quite an asset for Coach Shooter.
Yeah, next level guy.
So 2nd and 7.
Brings up
2nd and 7
down and 7 from the
North Shore.
13.
North Shore, look, obviously the clock is their friend, so they're just letting it run, waiting for that hand to go up. And this goes to Jones Jr., looking to bounce it to the left, now looking to cut up field. He'll be brought down by a host
Run
of
around the
Spartans.
end by number 3.
To the point now their jerseys are so
4,
muddy. There's some of these
Dwayne
guys
Jones.
I can't read their numbers.
Given the circumstances,
Timeout.
both teams have tried to
Salmen.
manage the field conditions and have done a pretty good job with it.
We have a timeout on the field. 1:40 to go here in the fourth. North Shore up 7-0. So 3rd and 6. Benedict calls for it. Goes to Bounds, barreling forward.
Man.
And brought down by number
6.
Run at the
Larry
middle
Barnes.
by Bounds.
There you
Flag
go,
on the
yellow
play.
hanky on the field.
Larry Barnes gave him a free massage right there. that Mr. Bounds is like, yeah, I'll pass next time. That one's going to hurt tomorrow. But typical Mr. Bounds rolling through, churning out some yardage. He's a quality back, as is Jones Jr. For that matter, on the other side of the ball, you've got some good backs as well. Aaron Williams.
So this backing him up. So 91 seconds to go in this one.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
1st and 10, motion across. Jones Jr. jet sweep, give to him, going left side, and he'll be wrestled down by a host of
Right
Spartans.
around the left side by Jones.
That looks like 25. Tariq Zardes on the tackle for no gain. I could barely make out that 2-5.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Pickup of 1 brings up 2nd down and 9.
If someone's going to do something, they're going to have to make the stop here, because North Shore's going to milk this all the way down.
Absolutely. Watching the clock, you see them over there just keeping an eye on it, and we're under a minute to play here in the fourth. So 2nd and 9. And it looks like they're in victory formation. And Salmen. Oh no, delay of game. So they'll take that delay of game, back it up, and they'll go right back into victory formation.
They may have they may have milked the clock a little too much.
So
Still,
it's 42
formation.
seconds as they're moving the clock time back up. But yeah, victory formation is always a good sight when you're the winning team, when you're the team that's up.
That's right. Best plays in the playbook.
Yes.
I tell you what, Salmen showed some fight tonight. Did a good job. Their defense is pretty solid, led by a host of guys, including Mr. Gillespie.
Just a lot of mistakes.
The mistakes cost Salmen, and again, how can I say this? When you lose some of the guys that they lost last year, that kind of makes sense. You're going to have
L.J.
a transition.
Leonard, Eddie Smith. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking some elite level players. And the same thing on Northshore side. You know, they're still trying to work some kinks out on the offensive side, but both squads, some solid running backs, something to work around, and the defense has played well.
Next, Northshore will take on Biloxi. Salmen will travel up to Hammond, but Northshore wins this one 7-0. So let's send a thank you to those who helped bring you this game, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Foltz, director of broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, sideline cameraman, Rhett Sharp, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams, color analyst, as always, Coach Jimmy Inman. So, from Salmen High School, where the Northshore Panthers defeat the Salmen Spartans 7-0, my name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone.